All right, let's get right into it. Whenever we talk about commodity investing, everyone's eyes, and I mean everyone's, goes straight to the big ones, gold and silver. But while they've been soaking up the spotlight, another metal has been making a huge but much quieter comeback. Today we're talking about the incredible story of copper. For as long as I can remember, the whole investment story in metals has been about gold and silver. And hey, when you look at how they've performed, it's pretty easy to see why. I mean, just look at these potential returns for 2025. You see silver and gold posting some really eye-watering gains. But the real story, the one that might actually define the future, could be hiding in plain sight, with copper's nearly 50% return. Yeah, it's less than silver, but its rise isn't just about buzz. It's being pushed by a massive, fundamental shift in how our world works. And that brings us to the real heart of the matter, the core of this whole explainer. It's about a single move that sent a massive signal rippling through the entire market. This is the big question, isn't it? Why would the United States government suddenly decide to officially label copper, a metal we've been using for literally thousands of years, as critical? Look, this isn't just some fancy new name. It's a formal declaration that copper is absolutely essential to the nation's future. The real question is, why now? So, what does critical mineral even mean? Well, to put it simply, it's a mineral that a country says is absolutely vital for its economy and its national security. You can think of it as the literal backbone for huge changes, like the global energy transition and all the advanced tech we're building. And the answer to that why now question, well, it all comes down to the crazy, explosive new demand that's being created by our world getting more and more digital every single day. This is where you really have to change how you think about copper. Seriously, forget about simple wires tucked away in your walls. Today, copper is the lifeblood of the most powerful technologies we have. We're talking about the AI data centers that are building our new reality, the electric vehicles that are totally changing transportation, and the solar grids that will power our future. And if you want to understand the sheer scale of this, just look at this number. A single AI server rack, just one, needs around 200 kilograms of copper. Just let that sink in for a second. That is a staggering amount of physical stuff needed just to power our digital world. And we're not just talking about tiny little wires either. See, as AI turns huge amounts of electricity into intelligence, it creates an insane amount of heat, and it has to manage all that power. That means it needs heavy, thick copper busbars to conduct the electricity, and these intricate copper pipes just to keep it all cool. It's a raw, physical need. This trend isn't just in data centers, not by a long shot. The move to electric vehicles is a gigantic leap in how much copper we use. An EV uses 3 times more copper than a regular car. Think about that for a second. Every single time an EV replaces a gas car on the road, boom, you've just tripled the copper demand from that one vehicle. Okay, so we've got this picture of just explosive, world-changing demand, right? But that's only half of the equation. And the other half? Well, that's where the real drama is. This number right here, this is the whole problem in a nutshell. 17 years. That is the average time it takes to get a new copper mine, from the moment you find it to the moment it's actually producing. You can't just flip a switch and get more copper. It's a long, expensive, and incredibly complicated process. So here's the bottom line. You have this explosive, tech-driven demand on one side, and this incredibly sluggish, slow-moving supply on the other. This massive imbalance is what's driving this entire story. It's a collision course. And all of this whole complex global situation brings us right back to a really practical question for anyone who's watching the markets. If there's just one thing you take away from all this, let it be this idea right here. What we're seeing with copper is the story of our incredible digital dreams running headfirst into the hard physical limits of our planet and its resources. It's this exact mismatch, right? Our digital future versus our physical present. That is what makes copper such a fascinating story right now. And it all leads to that one final and pretty provocative question. With demand absolutely soaring and the supply chain squeezed for years to come, how does a person actually get in on the metal of the future?